Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Everyday EDC. My name is Tyler and today we're going to be doing a review of the Saakshi. Alright guys, so the Saakshi, this is a badass knife. This thing is freaking cool. Let me see if I can find my magnet to show you. One of the coolest features of this knife is there is that, I want to say the barrel spaces are even titanium. The screws and hardware are titanium. There's something in the pivot that is steel. The pocket clip is titanium. And the blade is clearly titanium. I think the stop pin, let me see here. I can't tell if the stop pin's titanium. I didn't take that out and check. But most of the innards are titanium. Now the outers have this beautiful carbon fiber. Now here you can tell there's a couple voids we talked about, or Metal Complex always talks about the voids in the carbon fiber. Yeah, there's quite a bit in here. But to me, it doesn't ruin the look. I think it just looks absolutely gorgeous. They have a deep carry pocket clip going on right there. It is recessed with flathead screws, although they could not recess it far enough to get that totally flush. The reason is these do get pretty damn thin. One of the cooler points of this is a contoured, slightly contoured knife in hand, and it does feel awesome in hand. This feels really, really good. This was a knife that I got just because it was new. I wanted to review it and then kind of flip it, and I'm not sure that I'm going to. I thoroughly enjoy carrying this guy. Now, this blade is a 20CV blade with a DLC coating. It does have a fuller, you got some jimping, and then chamfered edges down the spine, which are really, really nice, and it is a full flat ground blade. You do have this sharpening choil, which they at least did right because the plunge grind comes to here and you have quite a bit of room to sharpen before you make that smile. That being said, is it a choke up point? Yeah, maybe kind of like the Civivi Elementum. The Civivi Elementum has that generic choke up point. That's kind of what this is. I wouldn't call it a forward finger choil, just a generic. This black and blue looks so gorgeous together with this marbled carbon fiber. It looks so just absolutely gorgeous. And this fully flat ground blade really lends function with the 20 CV blade steel that you have on here to really focus on that edge retention with that thin blade stock. It's just a really, really cool idea of a knife. All right, let us get you guys some specs. Let's get you guys some size comparisons. I'll give you my overall thoughts, my likes, my dislikes, and whether or not it is worth the 160 plus or minus value that it came in at. So first, let's start with weight. Why am I opening it? Just because it's fun and the action's fantastic. Coming in at 3.03 ounces, very, very, very lightweight, in my opinion. Like it's at that point of you don't necessarily notice it. You notice the thickness of the scales more than you notice the weight. Let's just put it that way. For the size of knife, I think they did pretty damn good with the weight. So the length of the blade is coming in at just at about 3 1/4. Your cutting edge is coming in at about 3 1/8, and your overall length is coming in at about 7 3/4 inches long. So you're getting some pretty good blade to handle ratio there. You could tell by how far the pivot is, and there's not much room for the pivot to go any further up. That causes the blade length to be just as long as possible, giving you the most blade length possible, if that makes sense and it isn't redundant. Okay. This battery's dying, so bear with me. All right, so the overall blade stock's coming in at 125 thousandths. The overall behind the edge is coming in at, appears to be about in between 14 and 12 thousandths. It's a hard measurement to get, which is pretty damn awesome. The thickness of the scales at its highest contour points coming in at 0.52. Can you guys see that? 0.52, which is a little bit thicker than most. That's why you notice, and I use thicker than most because the rat, I believe, is coming in at a 0.5. That's my benchmark. The overall height's coming in at a 1.15 inches, which is nothing. When I say thicker than most in the scales, it's due to that contouring. That contouring really lends to a comfortable feel in hand. It is nice. I feel the pocket clip, to be honest, but it doesn't. I'm bearing it, I'm squeezing it, I don't feel it. So yeah. Okay, let's get you guys some size comparisons. Unfortunately, one of my size comparisons and one of my really go-to knives is no longer with me. They say if you love it, let it go. And I was showing it to a guy at work, and you guys are going to be like, oh, who cares about that? It was my Civivi Perf. I love the Civivi Perf. You guys may not. You guys may think it's overrated. I think it's a fantastic carry. I think it's all that. And I was showing an electrician at work. He loved it for the idea, and I just gave it to him because he's done a lot of good things for me. So it was painful, though. That was one of those where you're like, no, can I? I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it's yours now. All right. And we can always go get another one. Not a big deal. Not that I will. I got to spend my money on channel stuff. Back to this. This Saakshi is slightly longer than your Rat Model 2 and quite a bit shorter than your Rat Model 1 in length. Let's see here. Your feldspar. A little bit longer, but not by much. Your mini feldspar. A lot shorter than the Saakshi is shorter than the actual feldspar itself. If that makes any semblance of sense. So, in place of the Civivi Perf, I'm going back to my Civivi Elementum, which just makes more sense anyways, because most of you know the Elementum. Here is your Civivi Praxis, much shorter than your Praxis. I would say quite a bit longer than your Elementum. Probably about 1/4 inch longer, if not more, than your Elementum. Probably about 1/2 inch shorter than your Praxis. Whoop. Here is your Spyderco Subvert, just to be obnoxious. Much shorter than your Subvert. Not, it's a little bit, actually, it's not as short of the Subvert as you would think because of the way it curves around, but it's still a good 1.5 inches shorter. And the bug out is right at the exact length of the Saakshi. So if you have a bug out, the exact length of your bug out is going to be that of the Saakshi. So your Saakshi is a knife that, like I said, I didn't intend to buy for myself. I bought for the channel, and I was going to just kind of review it and flip it, but I'm really liking this knife, guys. So it's really classy. It has this gorgeous, classy style look to it. And the black and the blue looks good. The marble carbon fiber, yeah, there's voids, but, can you guys see the voids from there? No, you can't. You have to get right up next to it with the right light, and then the voids start showing up. So it is what it is, right? The action, I've been fidgeting with it, so it has broken in quite a bit, but look at that. It's freaking awesome. For such a lightweight blade, this is fantastic. It is on ceramic ball bearings. There's no back and forth, no up and down, so that action is not jacked up. The lockup is coming in right at around 25 to 30%, which is good because if that starts to wear in, it'll just wear in just fine. One concern I do have is, oh no, I lied. This does have a hardened steel insert. So I saw that. I forgot about it before. Let's see if I got a light here for you guys. I don't think I have any of my flashlights. Son of a biscuit. Oh, here's a good one. This is my drop flashlight. As you can see here, there's a hardened steel insert with an over travel stop built in. As you can see here, there's a hardened steel insert with the detent ball and for the lock geometry there, so that's a good thing. You have a little bit of a cutout right there for your manipulation of the actual liner itself. And last but not least, you do have a little bit of scalloping and like cuts for actual grippage right here. As far as access to the liner, the access isn't the greatest. See, if I'm slowly rotating towards us, it's just about even. It might stick just a little bit, but this is what I can tell you. You won't notice it. If you're anything like me and you don't want to make a big deal of things like this, you literally just bounce back up. You literally just can get to it, no problem. And it does add for perfect grippage. The flipper tab works great as a push button. It also works good as a flipper. You can reverse flick it just fine off of that fuller. The thumb, you can get it open, but I'm not good at thumb flicking anymore. I just don't do it as often. So overall, what are my thoughts? I think it's gorgeous. I think it's a gorgeous looking knife. I love the black on black carbon fiber with the light blue contrast. I think it looks fantastic. I love how they recessed the pocket clip, and I understand in this case why they couldn't recess it all the way. It makes sense. You're only going to be carrying about that far out of your pocket, so that's cool. Ergonomically, it feels very, very good. in hand. You're really going to enjoy it. You can choke up, but I wouldn't recommend it. And the blade steel, 20CV, fantastic. Carbon fiber, titanium liners, fantastic. The one thing that is a downside but unavoidable is it is a little bit thicker. Let's put it up next to the bug out just so you guys can see. This is your titanium scale, so it might be a little bit different from there. But as you can see, your bug out is a little bit thinner, although that rollover clip really stands proud there, so it gives that pseudo feeling. But if you're trying to really match it up, the bug out's going to be thinner. You can tell right there. So there's that. So it is a little bit thick in the carry, but aside from that, this knife is fantastic, and it has to be thick in order to give you that contoured, comfortable feel. Overall, for $160, in my opinion, we don't see enough of this, and I'm glad because this really stood out due to that. These titanium liners, we just knocked it out of the park. It truly made me love liner locks in a way that I didn't before this. The Saakshi, 160 bucks. If you like it, you won't be disappointed. There's nothing more to talk about other than I forgot that there's a lanyard post right there. Yep, it's there. That's all I got for you guys today. Very well done, high quality, great value piece. 20 CV titanium carbon fiber bearings. It's a great value piece. Great slicer. This blade is a fantastic slicer, guys. If you're looking for that generic EDC carry, you don't do too much tough stuff, this is your knife. 160 bucks-ish. Very cool. My name is Tyler. This is Everyday EDC. You guys stay sharp, stay safe, and thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, hit the like button, blah, 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 blah. Stay sharp, stay safe, and have a great freaking rest of your day. Thanks for watching, guys. Hey, guys, if you liked what you saw, don't forget to subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and or leave a comment. The whole reason this channel was created was to interact with you guys and just share the love of knives. So until next time, you guys stay sharp, stay safe, and have a great freaking rest of your day. Thanks for watching.